My name is Alexandra. I'm 41. I've been on Winona for about 3 months and I feel sexy. I felt like something was weird, like all of a sudden my skin just changed and my anxiety and depression, my emotions were kind of through the roof and I couldn't figure out, but I was like, I feel like it's hormonal. This makes sense. I'm in my I'm 41 and I was like, I guess this is perimenopause, but no one was even talking to me about that. Like my doctors weren't. And I remember him, he was like, no. He was like, no, you're fine. Usually it's like, have you noticed big changes? And I was like, well, I mean, I don't think so. This is probably like a year ago. And it was just kind of like, gaslighting from a bunch of different gynecologists when you're like, there's an issue or maybe an imbalance. They're like, no, you're fine, you're fine. It's usually something really big. I found Winona online. I was looking for I think hormone replacement therapy, something, because I felt like my hormones were off. So something to help with that. My mother had done something and she was like, look in California. And then I think by Winona just appeared. I'm sure my phone was listening. And I was like, oh good. And I just found it that way. They already knew, it's kind of like, right, yeah, no, here you go, there you go. Like, that's a thing. What you're saying is real. Here are other women are going through it. Like, it was just, it's a real issue, an issue. It's something all women will go through, or people with vaginas will go through, and so it was just very, validating. It was so easy to just be like, oh, I have the symptoms, and you're like, oh, it's perimenopause. Like, again, when you're like, we're in the society that's kind of shunning aging women. You're like, no, we're still around. You can't hide us in a closet. And so to be able to say oh, this is normal and it doesn't have to mean anything. It's just I just get a little more help every day. Taking a vitamin, It definitely cleared up I was having teenage skin. That was even worse than my teenage years. And it cleaned it up so quickly. I was so happy because I was leaving the house with just so much and apologizing, sorry, I'm so working out. Sorry, I'm so working out. And it just cleared up my skin. I haven't been taking anything for anxiety or depression, because it really helped with that as well. And I'm not saying that's I'm sure there are some things, but it just alleviated so many symptoms that I was experiencing. Signing up for Winona was really easy. I think maybe it was a quiz or you just sign up and I was like, okay, and you can talk to someone immediately, which I think most people are like, I have this problem now. Don't refer me to someone I have to talk to in 8 months or something, So it was so great. I think I signed up and the next day, and I think I probably had a cream in the mail 2 days later or something. So it was just really whew, I'm gonna deal with this now and I'll feel better sooner than later. I think I was definitely noticing night sweats was huge. I was the bed was drenched and I was like, what is going on? And so that has really gone down a lot. And just having different symptoms, but having more of a, my cycle is more it's really on schedule now, which is, oh yeah, that was another thing. I noticed that all of a sudden my period, it was late by 2 weeks and I've never been like that. Or it was the cycle was weird or the symptoms are always weird. And it was just and now it seems more of right, this will happen and then this is done. It just makes more sense outside of just the cream, outside of the benefits of everything I have. I definitely enjoy the Facebook group is great because it's just nice to have a community and women talking about these things, which is again, before internet, how did they, you didn't, and then now it's just so nice to oh, we're all dealing with this and it can hit you at 35 years old or 60 years old, but just until, and it's just and it's just so nice to feel supported. And then by the Winona team is fantastic. I'll get a text or an email or did you get that? The response is fantastic. It's so great. Dr. Green is right there. It's just very, it's at your fingertips and you're getting answers immediately, which is really nice. My girlfriends and I, we've never talked about menopause. It just felt like something kind of in the distance, And then I'm realizing oh, we all have a lot of the same issues and we're all the same age. And it's just oh, we are dealing with these things that are starting to happen. Or it's just another transition. It's puberty number 2, and you're just okay, it's it doesn't have to be a big deal, and before it was menopause is this thing that'll be the end of your life, goodbye, run into the desert, and you're it's just, and I just love how it's like, no, we're here. You know, it doesn't have to mean the end of anything. It's just like, okay, now I do this, great. And I can live an even better life. Because I think a lot of women, like, I find like myself, like at this age, I'm living a more fulfilling life now and I'm enjoying it, you know, and it's just like, it's kind of working. It's just like, yes, this is where I feel like I'm on track. Like, this is good. I would definitely recommend Winona to a friend, 100%. I have been recommending and been like, oh, I found this online, it's great, just do a cream. Like they're just pitching to people like, it'll change your life. I haven't told my doctors yet that I've been, well, let's see, my one doctor that I have right now, my gynecologist, I haven't been to visit him yet. But that'll be the summer and I'll be like, I'm on by Winona and you said that my hormones weren't an issue. So we'll see. I tell, you know, whenever I go to like urgent care for something, I'm like, oh, also I'm on Winona if that matters, but